terms of performance 2019 BBCOR bats, here are 23 of them. There's probably, and I guess we could argue what we meant by performance, but there's probably 25 of them. We are missing an Axe bat and a Rawlings 5150. But to give you a short and quick overview as you go out shopping to see all these different bats, we put them in order here of brand, and from right to left, it's sort of the more expensive to the least expensive per brand, although not necessarily true here with the Marucci version. So I'm gonna go through these really quick just so you can get a feel for it, and then I'll reorganize them by type of bat, and you can see what bats compete against each other. But ultimately, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brands of BBCOR bats that you do have. There's a couple others out there that make one-offs or kind of unique bats. I would think of something like maybe a War Stick or a Old Hickory or a Trinity bat. They make just, you know, pretty basic single-piece aluminum bats. They're trying to sell the name brand and a cool look to it. We don't necessarily test those. So, ready? Marucci has 2 main bats in BBCOR this year. They have the Cat 8, which is the one on the left. This is the most famous bat you'll find, at least in a lot of little leagues. And then they, of course, have a hybrid bat, this connective piece called the Cat 8 Connect. And Easton has, roughly speaking, 4 major bats. They have this 2-piece composite called the ADV3. This is sort of the new Ghost X BBCOR bat. It's a 2-piece composite. They then have a hybrid called the 13.6. And they have 2 single-piece aluminum bats, one called the Alpha, one called the Fuse. Kind of think of those like those Beast X models from last year. You have DeMarini, of course. Everybody loves DeMarini. You have an Insane. You have a hybrid version. These are actually out of order. If I'm going from more expensive to least expensive, it'd be like that, right? So you have your 2-piece composites on the outside. You have a heavier swinging version and a lighter swinging version called the Insane and the Zen. You also have a Voodoo, is one of these white ones in the middle. These are hybrid bats, so a composite handle, aluminum barrel. Then you have a single-piece aluminum called a One. Here's Mizuno. Not many people care too much about Mizuno in terms of BBCOR, but they do all right. Right is the new version of that soft barrel bat. They call it the Hot Metal Max Core this year. Then you have a power carbon bat, which is sort of a monster barrel single-piece composite. And then they have their new single-piece aluminum Hot Metal is what that's called. Everybody loves Slugger. The Meta Prime, probably the most talked about bat. This is the most expensive bat in this entire lineup. This one's $499, whereas most of the expensive bats in these other categories are $459. So 50 more bucks for this Meta Prime. Check out our review for that. Thing's fun hit. The 919 Prime, the 718 Select they have this year with a little bit of a lower swing weight in BBCOR, and then the Solo, of course, which is one of our favorite bats ever. And we have the good old-fashioned 519 Omaha. Rawlings, again, we're missing the 5150 here, although some people don't consider that a performance one, so it's like 99 bucks. But either way, the Quattro Pro this year, different from that bright yellow bat from last year, but still the same. We still love it. And then, of course, you have the Rawlings Velo, which is that single piece with a hybrid end cap, makes it light and light swinging. Then, of course, you have the Axe. Again, we don't have all the Axes here. There's another one out there called the Axe Elite that probably deserves to be in this list. It's a 2-piece hybrid bat, but that's not here. This is the Avenge, the 2019 Avenge version of that bat with that one-sided hitting and asymmetric handle. And Dirty South is now officially in the BBCOR game with a camo bat, single-piece, massive composite barrel. So here's those same bats, just categorized by type of bat. We have the 2-piece composite market. See how thick this market is? It's because it demands the most money, and it's the most sought-after bat because it filled the best on contact. And everybody appears to have a version of it, right? So again, that Axe bat, the Rawlings Quattro, the Meta Prime, the 919, the Mizuno's Max Core, Easton's ADV3, and then DeMarini has 2 versions of it. Then we have a single-piece composite set. Not very many bats in this world, but Dirty South bat, the Power Carbon from Mizuno. Then you have what's called the hybrid bat, right? So this has these all have composite handles, aluminum barrels. You look at one like the 718 Select, the Cat 8 Connect, the 13.6, and then DeMarini has 2 Voodoos, sort of a heavier swinging one and a lighter swinging one. Then another really common group is just the single-piece, good old-fashioned aluminum bats, right? Most popular one right here is the Cat 8, also the most expensive, but it's popular nonetheless. Easton has a couple versions of these. DeMarini has the One, the Hot Metal, and then, of course, the ever-present Omaha Louisville Slugger 519 this year. You also have these bats, which a lot of people consider single-piece aluminum bats, and they are roughly, but they also have a composite end cap. You can't see it in the picture here, but There's an end cap actually is composite. So you'll see like the Rawlings Velo, they actually refer to this bat as a hybrid, but it's not, I mean, it's not a hybrid like those bats are hybrids. It's a hybrid in the sense it just has an extended composite end cap. So does the Solo, so you'll get a super light swing out of those bats. There you go, folks. That's a lineup of the 2019 BBCOR baseball bats. Check out our channel for our best BBCOR bat video, as well as our site and our channel for literally hundreds of reviews on all of these bats, not just in BBCOR, but also in USSSA and USA bats as well. We will keep hitting and recording our data and reporting that stuff to you.